So, I invited my startled, shocked, surprised, nervous, worried, shattered, partially giddy, and apprehensive girlfriend over to my motel room that night to share a pizza and discuss our dilemma. Of course, being teenagers, the first thing we did in a motel room was ravage one another, unleashing the frustration of a 5-week absence. After the brief and awkward romantic encounter was over and the pizza was delivered, we sat and munched on Italian delight, discussing our middle American quandary. Her situation was simple. Obviously, if she had wanted to return to a relationship and marriage, she would probably have found a way to fly back to Ohio to be with me. She had naturally been wooed from such a commitment by the fact that her parents had moved to a bungalow next to the ocean in Guaymas, Sonora, Mexico, 30 paces from walking on the beach, and they had thoroughly excited her about being a freshman at the University of Arizona. Somewhere in the midst of her enthusiasm, she had left out two realities from her thinking: the baby that continued to grow within her loins, and me, who had been the visitor to the same. Even though the conversation I had with this girlfriend was very tender, fruitful, and never escalated to anger, by the end of the evening she candidly shared that she would not return with me. There was just too much to leave behind. I placed her in a taxi, which she had to pay for, and she was off and away. As far as I knew, that was the end of it. I didn't sleep much that night. Mine was not merely the turmoil of a forsaken lover, but also the annoying prospect of trying to figure out how I was going to get a $50 ticket to return to Columbus, Ohio, and what I was going to do when I arrived, since I had missed the opportunity to sign up for college in the fall. It was actually the shortest night of my life because my brain moved at hyperspeed, and before I knew, it was 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was in desperate need for a plan to get from my motel room to the airport and back to my normal surroundings. Yet, I decided to call her one last time. Was it to say goodbye? Was it to ask her if she might reconsider? Well, I got very little out of my mouth during the phone conversation before she explained that her new girlfriends at the dormitory had been talking to her all night about her decision. One of the young ladies had developed tremendous dislike for my girlfriend's father because of how rude he was when he called the dorm looking for his errant daughter. The young ladies thought she was a fool for walking away from love to merely study such encounters in books at the university. So my girlfriend changed her mind. She said she had packed her bag, would hop a taxi, and be there in less than an hour. She actually arrived. I was a little surprised considering her history of missing appointments. When she arrived, she showed me a checkbook her father had given her for college with a balance of $750. My dear God, I had never seen $750. We were starting off our journey wealthy. With that money, we were able to purchase our standby tickets and enjoy a swordfish dinner at a fancy restaurant during our Chicago layover. We landed in Columbus feeling like Romeo and Juliet, without being dead. We were certainly not ready for what happened next.